discussion. Get a pack and go upgrade your budget. Close your mouth or else we gonna shut it. I'm trying to cop me some water. VVS's ain't talking to Sunny. If I smell the rats, we gon' hunt it. Treat the block like a toilet, they dumping. They shoot like they ain't got a conscience. Nothing but the gang at my table. We eating like we...
What's up, people? Appreciate y'all tuning in to another D-My Sports Talk. I got with me some good friends from the college days and high school days. I got Mr. Armand Talbert, previous guest on the show. How you doing, my brother?
I'm doing pretty good. How you doing?
Okay, man. You know I'm good, man. I look good. I feel good. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Desmond Wynn, a.k.a. D-Block. What's up, man? First time on the show. How you doing, my brother?
I'm blessed and highly favored.
Amen. Amen. Well, hey. Basically, guys, we ain't gonna waste no time. We want to get right into it. In case a lot of y'all didn't know, Ohio State just got whooped by Purdue. Number 2, Ohio State just got whooped by unranked Purdue. Last time I checked the score was like 20-49, something like that. Okay, so that brings me to my college topic debate anyway. I personally think the college football schedule is flawed. I think that, well, first of all, Blau, how do you feel about that loss? How do you feel about Ohio State losing to Purdue?
Well, it was unexpected, I guess, but from Ohio State's past seasons, they always have a loss that makes you think, like, how did they lose to that team? And, you know, this is another one that's no exception, but they dropped 4 touchdowns on them. Like, it was a 4 touchdown loss.
Oh, okay, yeah.
By 29 points.
Yeah, it wasn't no fluke. They got whooped.
No, they got whooped. It wasn't no like, man, the refs did. No, you can't argue that, bro. They got whooped.
It was that way the whole game, bro.
Yeah, they couldn't. The running back they had, I think the brother last name was Nixon, maybe. I forgot, but he was killing. They couldn't do nothing with him. And Ohio State just got exposed. So I don't want to hear nobody talk about we want Bama. I don't want to hear none of that. You want Bama, you're going to see Bama, you're going to get your ass whooped.
What you mean? What you mean you don't want to hear nobody say you want Bama, man?
Nick Saban paying players. Fuck out of here, nigga.
What you mean? Okay, so this kind of goes back to my pick with Alabama football.
Please explain this.
So this is what I want to say, and I understand. First of all, I'm going to say this. You're an Alabama fan, right?
Right.
I respect your championships. I respect y'all are champions. I get it. It's well deserved, because at the end of the day, you got to win.
Stephen A. Smith.
Okay,
but
I ain't giving you no wrong time, because I believe half y'all championships is flawed. I believe that the system is flawed, and I believe that college football itself is flawed.
Now, last question. Now, if Georgia would win the championship, would you say the same thing?
What do you mean, the championship or more?
Would you say the college football system is flawed then?
Because when you think about it like this,
what about believe that shit, man?
Georgia won.
Listen to me now. Who normally over the last 10 years has a number 1 recruits go? What school do they go to? Alabama. Okay. So if I'm a high school, let's just say I'm a high school recruit, and I'm trying to get to the pros, okay? One of the best choices to make would be Alabama. You're going to play. No. I'm just saying, if I want to get the most exposure, I want to play on a team that I know is going to have the top recruits. I have a team to help my draft side go to the pros and win a college national championship. Alabama will be at the top of my list. I could care less about the school. I care less about the state. But if I wanted to just go to win and help myself individually, I would go to Alabama. And then you look at Alabama's schedule this season.
Okay.
From day one to now, well, just day one, they had one ranked team on their schedule. One ranked team on their schedule. I get it. You got to play who in your conference. You got to play these people over here. I get it. But the schedule is weak majority of the time. You out here playing Hoover High School, Oxford High School, and JSU. Hold on. Here's the thing. No, Austin P.
Cartersville.
They play Austin P.
Yeah, here's the thing though. I get it, but that's all college football. It's not just Alabama. I'm not singling out Alabama by itself. But what I am singling out is those are games that if you're a top recruit from Alabama, or you're a top school like Alabama, you're number 1 ranked. Everybody thinks you're going to be unbeatable. I don't want to see you playing Who the team they played the other
So
day?
you want the best team to play the best team.
I feel like they, at this point in today's, like in the NBA, they talking about maybe switching from East versus West to top 16. You can change it once you feel like the competition is unbalanced. I feel like the competition is unbalanced in college football, whether it's Georgia, Ohio State, Wisconsin, no matter who it is. I feel like it's unbalanced. And I feel like on the schedule, when I see the Saturday schedule, Alabama playing Missouri, I'm sitting here like, or Arlington, I'm sitting here like, why would I be excited about that game? Why would I go to that game?
My only drawback to that, I just for some reason feel like you would not be saying the same thing if Alabama wasn't the primary dominant team.
I'm saying you're
if
right.
Georgia was the most dominant team, and you were a fan of Georgia, right?
Mm-hmm.
If they were the most dominant team, I don't think you would even have an argument about anything being unbiased. You would just say Georgia's dominant.
You definitely won't say nothing about it.
I would say that I would feel like the competition that we play on a daily basis, like Alabama, when you think about it, Georgia, when you think about it, you really only got to win 2 big games that really mean something. When you get in the playoffs, or SEC championship game, playoff game, then of course you get to the championship game. Because I feel like whether it's Georgia or not, Georgia could have 13 championships. They can have more than Alabama. But when I sit back and look at their schedule and realize who all they got to play to get to that route, and then you have a bunch of people sitting in a room that says, oh, well, these 4 teams get in, but the people over here will never see the light of day to get in, but they undefeated. They don't beat everybody on their schedule. Oh, well, the competition they play is not that good. Well, Alabama playing Arlington is not that good. Georgia playing Austin Peay is not that good. Or every team they done played this year has been unranked so far. So the first team they're going to play that's actually ranked is going to be LSU, which we still don't expect that to be a competition for real.
Right.
So I feel like that system needs to change. Like when KD goes to the Warriors or Kawhi goes to Toronto, television broadcasts are built for the next season. The Patriots get another free agent.
You comparing college football?
No, what I'm comparing is the schedule can be changed. People talk about, the schedule's changed. The schedule's made 3 years in advance, man. Schedule's made 2 years in advance. Nah, bump that. If Ohio State's good this year, they need to play Alabama somewhere down the schedule. If Wisconsin's good, they need to play Georgia somewhere down the schedule. They need to balance it out and stop having these, we know they're going to beat this team by 58 points.
That's one of the reasons why they created the playoffs.
But it's only 4 games. It's only 4 teams that get in the playoffs. It's only 4 teams that get in the playoffs.
Best, right?
But it's based on committee. Give me a top 8. Because all you're doing is saying they could be 8 undefeated teams.
But the 4 best, it's not going to be 8 undefeated teams.
Exactly.
But the 4 best teams play, right?
The 4 best teams.
And they playing
the 4 best teams.
They playing for. Hold on, let me. And they playing for the creme de la creme. They playing for the championship, right?
Right.
So let me ask you this: since Bama, the schedule and all of this stuff is so flawed, and you had this idea on Bama, why when it comes time they play in the playoffs, they whoop everybody's ass?
I'm gonna say this. They don't whoop everybody. They typically win. Because Nick Saban is a great coach.
Win.
Nick Saban.
What happened when they played Clemson last year?
They won.
Yeah. Clemson got their ass whooped.
But teams like
with a quarterback that can't even throw the ball for real. Georgia almost beat us,
and then y'all
threw a touchdown. Talking about Lord came up.
Y'all throwing a secret weapon. Y'all throwing a human cheat code. But I mean, they won. I get that. But at the same time, Alabama's been there before. They got the coaches there. They got Nick Saban. They got great coaching. And they got the top recruits in the nation on their team majority of the time.
But you're saying that in a manner that it's unfair. Like, everybody has the opportunity to
No, they don't. Because there's over there people in the Pac-10 that would never get voted in.
How you going to say everybody don't have the opportunity
There's teams in the Pac-10 that's not going to get a chance to play in the Super Bowl. You can have an undefeated team out there in the Pac-10 and they're not. You're gonna get a bunch of people in the room, and they only gonna pick 14.
The Pac-10 will never play in the Super Bowl. And number 2, what is the Pac-10?
The championship. Well, I'm saying UCLA.
The Pac-12.
Whatever. Them two. Yeah, them two, man.
That sounds like a thing you buy a whole bunch of juices with. That Pac-10 right there.
The Pac-10 is a basketball. There's a Pac-10 in basketball.
Yeah. But,
that's what it is.
See, your mind is on basketball.
It is on basketball because college football is not my number one thing. But I think that's part of the reason why is because every game matters in college football. But I feel like when you watching it, I'm not excited until it gets down to the last 2 games of the season and then playoffs.
But if you can, just perfect example of what we seen earlier with Purdue beating Ohio State. Every game matters and you don't know. Like, Alabama is really the only team that you could, have confidence in saying, they'll go undefeated. And it's not necessarily their schedule because they still got to play LSU at LSU. They still got to play Auburn.
But LSU, we
And they got to play the
we didn't think
SEC
LSU was going to be that
which
good
is
in the
more
first
than
place.
likely going to be. Of course, you don't think that.
So when they schedule was built,
nobody think Texas was going to be really good this year. Did nobody think Florida was going to be really good this year? But these are top 10, 15 teams, and that's what happens in college football. You want to only think of 4 teams.
What's Alabama averaging points wise this year? Probably what? They're probably averaging how much a game?
Almost 50.
Them boys averaging almost 50 points per game. But when you look at the roster, ain't nobody surprised. When you look at the when you play, ain't nobody surprised.
But
ain't not now person surprised. Even Nick Saban man compete. The students not getting at the game.
That's not true. But check this out. Well, number one, they bougie over there. Like they don't want to stand up the whole time. They like, man, I want to try to get drunk somewhere. But check this out. Your point is flawed, and I'm gonna tell you how.
Talk to me, my brother.
Because recruiting is recruiting. It's a fair game. So everybody, like for instance, Clemson will have a top recruiting class. Texas will have a top recruiting class last year. And guess what? They got their ass whooped by LSU, right?
Well, they had it just last year, not this year, but the next.
They had it last year.
Yeah.
But so recruiting don't matter, and especially if you don't have a coaching staff to hone that talent.
It's not just recruiting.
Because, well, of course, but you are getting, like, that's one of your major points.
My point is, if I'm a top recruiter, I would go to a school like Alabama. But the point is, though, when I see the schedule that we play on a routine basis, I get it. You don't know Texas is going to be good. You didn't know Florida's going to be good. I get that.
But they got top 10 recruiting classes every year.
That's cool.
But the thing about it is this. This is why your point is flawed. And it's because no matter how much talent you got, if they not going to come together and solely goddamn eat that dream up that you selling them,
right?
Come together as a team and play as one, all that talent don't really matter. And Nick Saban is the genius in doing
Nick
it.
Saban is hands down as a genius.
Recruit.
He's a genius
He brings
coach.
these boys in and he tells them, look,
you
may not start, but you're going to have a chance. And if you work hard and if you buy into what I'm selling, we could win a championship. And if you want to, people want to play for somebody like that.
But tell me,
because if you're a competitor, if you're a competitor, you just don't want everything handed to you. You want to work.
But I've heard a lot of NFL players say they couldn't be themselves at Alabama. There's a lot of players that get to the NBA. There's a lot of people that get to the NBA and they're like, on NFL, and they're like, oh yeah, at Alabama, I couldn't really do this. I couldn't really do that. I had to do this. I had to be that. It was strict. Couldn't celebrate this. Now I feel like I'm free. You
can't celebrate in college football no matter who you play for.
But you watch other college football teams, and they look like they're having a field day. When Baker Mayfield played
Bama look like they got a field day. Bama got a turnover championship belt. They got. It don't look like they was the first motherfuckers who had one of the first that had it. I mean, he is a little more
strict.
He is a little more strict, but
like Calvin really was saying that Nick.
Guess what? That strictness is going to turn those guys when they go to pro. They're going to be ready for.
And that's the other thing that gets me upset.
Because guess what? A lot of Bama players, you don't hear about a lot of them in issues when they go to the NFL.
That's true, but that's one thing I don't like about college football,
degrees.
Especially Alabama. They don't once they play a league, they have no support from anymore in the NFL. That's one thing I'm not gonna say it's all of them, but I'm gonna say it's about 77%. And most of them,
they don't have support from Bama when they go to
No, the fans. Alabama fans, especially Alabama fans. Once a player leave and goes to the NFL draft, they know you no longer hear about it. You can't, if Tonga Tuipulotu get drafted by the New York Giants in 2 years, I bet you ask half the Alabama fans out there, they won't know what number that man wearing in the NFL with the Giants. They won't know if he's the starting quarterback for them boys or not. Because it's more like Alabama, we here now, Julio, I love you, Julio, and then he gets to the NFL. I don't watch NFL. I don't watch it.
They are Alabama fans. Like, of course, they'll be like, oh, okay, I'm glad he made it to the league. But guess what? It ain't.
But that don't even
make sense.
Like, honestly,
that don't even make sense. Even know how if I'm an Alabama fan, I know Georgia, y'all not used to winning on big levels like that. So of course, like y'all see AJ Green or somebody like that, y'all gotta cheer for him and hope he do good in the pros. Alabama fans do the same thing. May not be on the level as everybody else, but guess what? We got a team every year that can compete. So why would I be like, you know what? I'm a Ravens fan, but you know what? Since Tua Tagovailoa went to the Dolphins, I'm a Dolphins fan now. Fuck that. That motherfucker, he was at Bama. Now he living his dream, doing the professional career. Let him do him. Of course, he gonna always come back to Bama and they're gonna roll the red carpet out for him just like everybody else. I hear stories Because I got a little cousin that go to my little niece go to Stillman. I got another little cousin that go to Bama, and they tell me stories. And they guys come back, they don't have nothing to worry about when they come back. Nothing. They come back like it ain't nothing. And they always come back, support the younger guys, and get them, like keep in touch with them and everything like that. That is what you call a solid brotherhood. And that's a team I want to play for. Because it's not just, like Nick Saban, not just lifting trophies up, he lifting men up. And I mean, I don't want to sound like I'm dick round, but this is what it is. And that's why these guys are, that's why Alabama is the machine that they are.
I'm going to say this, and I haven't said this and I ain't said this to too many
Nick
people.
Nick Bosa from Ohio State
he said,
fuck the rest of the season. I'm trying to go to the league, bitch. And they got their ass whooped by Purdue. I'm not saying Nick Bosa going to make a difference, but ain't nobody from Bama going to do that.
Say this. I respect what you just said. I do. Like, there's not been many discussions that I've had on Alabama people and their fans that pointed out kind of that elaborated the way you just did. And I respect it. I'm gonna come here and say that I actually do respect.
Oh, you can't. Devin came on here the first time and I'll punk you out.
But man, no, I'm just keeping it real. It's a sports talk.
But I'm being real with you.
No, man, I just made a good point.
But he made a good point, and there's no reason for me to argue that. But
no, I'm talking.
But going back to the other thing was my only thing about college football, Alabama football is, and I get it. I just wish I wish the games were more competitive. That's all I'm saying. I get it, Alabama's great. I get they putting up these numbers. I just feel like when I turn on the TV, like I was at work today and they played in Tennessee. They had 28 points, I believe, in the first quarter. And no one in the building was surprised. No one was shocked. No one. But they would have been playing. Okay, now Purdue upsetting Ohio State tonight. That's a big upset. It's gonna be talked about. It's huge. No one expected it. But if Ohio State turn around and beat them like that, or Ohio State lost to Alabama like that would be a little bit different perspective, because you're like, okay, everybody's saying Bama's so great, they played the number 2 team in the nation, Ohio State, and they just beat them by 40. Then we'd be like, okay, them boys real. Let me
ask you a question. So if like the best teams play the best teams and the better teams beat them, then the playoffs wouldn't be interesting, because now you playing teams that you playing UCF and Wisconsin and fucking
I feel Oregon, like there should be at least 16.
You know what I'm saying? And they get
And I think
it devalues bowl games.
It does, which bowl games really don't mean anything to most people except the university. But I feel like 16 playoff, but the top 2 teams get a bye.
There's some motherfucking schools out there that's happy to be in the Cotton Bowl. You know what I'm saying? In the T-Mobile Bowl. You know what I'm saying? The Mobile.
So how much?
Rib Shack Bowl.
how much is Georgia going? LSU going to lose to Alabama by?
Man, Alabama going to hang 40 to 45.
So you gonna have 40?
40 plus.
I'm gonna go on a limb and say they would not score over 40 points. Okay.
That boy said I'm gonna go on a limb. I thought he was saying like 25.
Hey, listen, like that. I ain't stupid. I ain't no fool. I've been watching Alabama for the last 10 years, and I get how they roll. And they may not look as great.
We never had a quarterback this dynamic.
That's the problem. I mean, y'all have always been a good.
And we got
the thing about Alabama is y'all have had a great defensive team for long as I can remember.
Be able to run on LSU.
But when y'all got a quarterback like Tua, like I'm low key thinking Atlanta Falcons need to find a way. You can trade a couple years.
Y'all need to get rid of Matt Ryan.
Hey, man, listen.
It's bedtime.
But you know what, Matt
I get it.
terrible.
He's not doing bad this year.
He's not.
Still though.
Atlanta should not be. And I understand y'all got issues on defense. Y'all got injuries and all that. But Atlanta should not be as bad as they are.
You got to think about it. In this year alone, they're averaging like 33, 34 points per game. Their offense and their starting running back has only played a game and a half this year. So when you think about it, their offense is actually okay. Their offense is actually perfectly fine. But their defense is giving up like 38 points per game this year.
And they can't even score in the red zone.
But no. They went one game against the Philadelphia Eagles where they didn't score in the red zone the first game of the season.
I watched that. But
after that, they scored in the red zone. The Falcons scored on their last 8 trips in the red zone in the last 2 games. Go back and look up the stats. They went 4 for 4 against the Panthers, and they went, I think, 3 for 4 or 4 for 4 against the Saints in the red zone. They did it. Look it up. They were talking about, the red zone's the issue. Then it's like next 2 games, they're like, I guess they fixed it. And every single game,
when they played Cincinnati,
every single game this season, except for Pittsburgh, has come down to the final play.
Except for Philly?
No, Philly came down to the final play.
You said Pittsburgh.
I said every game except for Pittsburgh came down to the final play this season. Every single game they've lost by a point, by a touchdown, by one score.
So who they played that came down to the final play?
Everybody except for Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh beat them like 44-17. But Philadelphia, 4th and goal, Matt Ryan didn't get in the end zone. The Saints, Drew Brees scored. No, they did. They had 36 points. But what I'm saying, when they played the Bengals, they AJ Green scored a game-winning touchdown with 3 seconds. You're not listening to me. I'm saying they scored in the red zone in all them games except for Pittsburgh and Philadelphia. They went on like a 80% red zone percentage after the Philly game. Then Calvin Ridley had a couple bombs. Calvin Ridley had a bomb for a touchdown. Then they scored in the red zone with Ito Smith. He was the first Falcon rookie to have 3 touchdowns. He was the first Falcon rookie to have 3 touchdowns in 3 consecutive games.
They said the first Falcon rookie.
What? He was the first Falcon rookie to have a touchdown in 3 consecutive games. So, in that stat right there alone, that means it was in red zone because none of them were long. He hit Calvin Ridley for end zone, Austin Hooper, and Tevin Coleman in majority of those drives. So the red zone was not an issue except for the first game, and then the game they got blown out in Pittsburgh. Look, I know when it comes to my Atlanta teams, I know them. I know them. I watch every game. I record every game. That's why when we talk basketball about the Hawks, and he's like, "Oh man, you ain't saying this or you ain't saying that." I get when you look at the box score and you see this, you be like, I get it. But when I'm sitting here watching the game, my emphasis. Just because you want to hear it, don't mean it ain't facts though.
But I don't have any issues with you saying that because that's your favorite team. You're gonna be a little bit swayed, but bro, you so biased when it comes to your teams. It's ridiculous. You can't even admit, the facts. That's the only thing I get on you about.
I admit facts, but I also see the.
Bro, we all see the truth. Like, I mean, let's. I don't feel like Tauren Prince is gonna block. Do you know Tauren Prince?
Who he play for?
See that? I mean,
exactly. He played for the Hawks.
He played for the Hawks. Like,
the forward.
Yeah,
number 12.
Yeah.
He said he think Tauren Prince gonna be an all-star.
I'm not saying this year, but eventually he'll be an all-star. You don't think so?
Hell no.
He said Tauren Prince is on the same trajectory as Paul George, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Gordon Hayward. Same trajectory because technically they didn't play the first 2 years, right? Basically
what we're looking at is everybody in the All-Star that's an All-Star in today's game didn't come out averaging 20 points in rookie year or sophomore year. Basically, what I'm saying is Paul George only averaged like 12 points per game in second year in the league or something like that. Right. Giannis averaged like 12. Hayward averaged like 10 or 12. Kawhi averaged like 10 or 12.
But that's like a. I mean, you can't necessarily argue the future,
right? But
because
I'm saying
that's
right
your
now,
opinion. But it don't look like it.
But this is all we saying, bro. Just based on the eye test, and then if you look at them guys based on some of them you can't tell, but Tauren Prince does not look like a superstar in any sense of the word.
I agree with you in that.
Now, like he said,
like an all-star in the sense of the word. And they look like an all-star. Then they brought Trae Young in. They're gonna work around Trae Young.
But let me ask you a question. Watch this. How many points did Tauren Prince average last year?
I mean, he didn't even.
No. How many points did he average last year?
I have no idea.
Exactly. Because what was the Hawks' record last year?
Because they was trash.
Exactly. No one knows because the Hawks in a rebuild squad.
I don't give a fuck if they was trash or not. Was he putting up numbers?
Yes, but the thing about it is,
how many numbers he put up?
So last season alone, he averaged 14 points per game his second year in the league.
Ooh.
14 points per game. Shot 38% from three.
Go ahead and tell me who averaged 14. So
I don't know. He averaged 38% from the 3-point line. He averaged 14 points per game. Right. However, Kent Bazemore went down with an injury. He made the World All-Star team where it's the U.S. versus the people from overseas in the All-Star game. Yeah. He made that team. After that game, after the All-Star break,
not a hard team.
Okay, cool, but it's cool.
I get it.
I'm talking about, but regardless, he made it, so that's an accomplishment to make that. Regardless how you look, especially when you're not projected to. Okay, he made that after that All-Star break. He averaged 19.1 points per game. So for the last 38 games of the season, he averaged 19 a game, including, I think it was 8 30-plus point games.
The last how many games?
32 games, 38 games of the season.
19 points?
19 points per game. Now, as you're not watching the Hawks because they trash, because
10 the first.
Who? He was averaging 14. He was
14 for the season.
Something like that.
19 the last
But again, somebody went down with an injury.
Okay.
So he stepped up and he shot 38% for the field.
Man, ain't nobody knocking that.
But what you're saying is you're saying the eye test. You're saying this because y'all technically, quote unquote, are not really Hawks fans per se. I, on the other hand, have always rooted for the Atlanta Hawks.
Okay.
I watch them on Fox Sports Southeast. I got the Atlanta Hawks app. I see YouTube. I watch the game. So when
I'm just telling you, bro. I get what you're saying, but bro,
like all of that does not.
But if you Google Tauren Prince name right now, see what come up. Google Tauren Prince name right now, see what come up. I'll spell it for you. Tauren. But what I'm saying to y'all is, you saying the eye test, but I'm saying I get it. If I was not a Hawks fan, I would agree with y'all. Like, Tauren Prince ain't gonna be no All-Star. Tauren Prince, Tauren.
Boy, that nigga first. He ain't even the first Torian to come up.
So what's the first thing to say? Okay, no.
I may throw some dadas this season.
Okay, next. What's the next thing say?
Tauren Prince scores the game had 28 points in the loss against you.
And what's the last one say right there?
He could be in line for a breakout. That's an opinion.
It is an opinion. But my point is, it is an opinion. It is an opinion. But if he was trash, who gonna put that?
Look at this right here.
He made the top 100 list. If it's trash, who gonna put that?
I can write an opinion piece right now and say that you're gonna be the best.
I get
Atlanta Hawks fan all time.
But I'm not the only one to feel that. If you Google half the people, they're not gonna say that. You Google Denzel Valentine, it's not gonna say that. You Google DeAndre Bembry, ain't gonna say that. You Google a lot of people, it's not gonna air. You Google somebody.
You wanna
know
why they think he's gonna have a breakout year this year? Because he played for the Atlanta fucking
Exactly,
Hawks.
but a lot of great players have great numbers on terrible teams, get better pieces around them. Think about it. Steph Curry, you gonna say Warriors are trash. Drafted Steph Curry. Steph Curry, like, oh man, Steph ain't gonna be what he did in Davidson. He ain't gonna be able to shoot like that in the NBA, Steph Curry became a unanimous MVP, but they would still suck the next year. Put up 17, 18 points per game his first year. Got what? Klay Thompson. Oh, now they got Klay Thompson and Steph. Oh, they still gonna be all right, still gonna be trash. Got Harrison Barnes. Oh, got Draymond Green. You build around it because you saw it, but you still put up the numbers that prove that you're capable of hooping. Now when you do that, they won 73 freaking games, lost for whatever reason the case may be, and then you added a big time All-Star to come play with them. My point being is Trae Young, Tauren Prince, John Collins, you got to be able to show that you can produce. You got to show you can be able to produce on a sorry team somewhere, and then develop and get him better. His trajectory right now, he's projected to average 16 points per game this year, based on the same numbers as Gordon Hayward did when his third year in the league. Giannis Antetokounmpo did his third year in the league. Kawhi Leonard, Paul George. The list goes on. Everybody just don't come in and kill you right away like Donovan Mitchell or Jason Tatum or Ben Simmons, Joel Embiid. Everybody doesn't come in right away and just dominate. So my point being, I am a Hawks fan, so I watch it, so I see it. But all I can say is right now in a 2-game sample. It's only been 2 games, but in a 2-game sample, he's shooting 53% from the field, averaging 24
all
points.
All I'm gonna say is that doesn't make your opinion more right than my opinion. All I'm saying, based on I don't.
But it's also NBA analysis. It's not just me. If you Google and you keep searching, it's gonna say nothing but Tauren.
I'm talking about him being an all-star.
Not this year, next year, in the future. I think he'll be an all-star within maybe next year.
You talking about what ifs?
That's it, bro. I'm just telling you what I see now, based off what I've seen so far. That's it.
Okay.
He might.
It all depends on how they use him in the offense.
He might be great.
From what it seemed like, how you say he gonna be an all-star.
I'm not saying he's gonna be an all-star this year. I'm not gonna be an all-star this year.
I ain't saying you said. I'm just saying that he's gonna be an all-star.
Yes,
I think he's gonna be a solid.
I think he's gonna be a solid 12-year vet.
That's
gonna be a real good defender.
I could be wrong.
Keep in mind he was drafted number 13.
He gonna be another.
That don't mean nothing.
But he was based on potential.
He probably be another Trevor Ariza.
Okay. He'll be better than Trevor, but we'll see. We'll see.
Better than Trevor as far as what?
All-around game. But see, you gotta understand too, though.
On that bullshit.
Okay. I tell you, what's this month? It's October 20th. I bet you by December.
I ain't gonna lie.
Okay, let me
I
ask you a
think he
question.
might be better than Trevor.
Let me ask you a question. Let me take the over/under. By January 1st, would Tauren Prince be averaging over or under 20 points per game?
Under.
Okay, I cannot wait because right now he on pace, so I can't wait. I'll be make sure we come back.
You wanna play some bets on it?
It's 82 games in a year. The first 2 games,
He's on pace.
So by December, he should be averaging plus 20.
But at the same time, he averaged 19 points per game on a very strict coach, on a very strict offense last year. So you mean to tell me when
who else they had?
It don't matter. Dennis Schroeder.
So Trae Young about to take 26
that's cool. So my thing is now you got a rookie coach who gave him the green light, who said we want you to be the lead our team in scoring this year, and he averaged 19 a game.
The
on
coach
coach
said they want
Tauren Prince to lead the team in scoring this year, and he averaged 19 last year. I don't see us out the rim from the average 20 points per game this year.
Nobody said it was out the rim.
But y'all just said y'all took the under.
I
Well,
take the under.
we gonna be back, and I'm gonna let y'all know how wrong y'all were. But it's cool though, cause I'm here to help and educate the ones who don't know. And if I am wrong, I'll admit it. Like I respect.
No, the hell you never admit me wrong.
I started today. How about that?
All right, cool. I'm about to say, we need to have some LeBron conversation so you can finally start admitting that you was wrong about half of everything you said about
Well, he
that.
gonna change his opinion on LeBron because LeBron
He's a
played
Laker.
for the Lakers.
And then
now.
we on camera, so you kind of changed over a little bit.
Listen,
Bro, you were the biggest hater of LeBron I've ever met.
Like
Never
LeBron
met.
could have scored 100 points, had 100 assists.
I would've been mad.
You'd have had something to say.
Kobe did it in a winning.
You know, Kobe did it in middle school. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, like, how y'all feel about this Lakers? How do you feel about that? Yeah, how are you feeling, bro?
Well, I personally don't like LeBron in like a jersey.
Don't look right.
I already made the decision. I'm gonna always root for LeBron, but I'm not going. And this may sound crazy. I'm not gonna be a Lakers fan. I lived in LA 5 years. I know how obnoxious their fans are. They don't necessarily deserve LeBron. How much bullshit that they was talking about the motherfucker. Because they always wanted to compare we gotta stop trying to, like, you bring up a great player, you just automatically dismiss him to try to compare somebody to somebody else. Like if somebody said, "Oh man, LeBron ain't better than Kobe," who the fuck said Kobe retired doing fucking startup websites? Like, let that man make his money and do his thing. He all time great. We talking about LeBron now. Let's just stick on LeBron.
I told Mon
you the Skip Bayless of Jacksonville State University when it comes to LeBron.
I told Mon, like I said earlier.
As soon as he came to, you remember what he said? He said, see, he'll do shit like that. He'll say, if LeBron by him, and that's team he had last year against Cleveland, if he were to beat the Golden State Warriors, he'd be the GOAT. Well, you know damn well they can't do that shit.
But if he did everything else. He did everything else, and I said if he do that, then
well, you see what type of team he had with J.R. Smith did.
Let me ask you a question. A lot of people say no matter what team, what time LeBron, any team LeBron go to and make him a contender. How come when he go to LA, people saying they're not a contender?
Shit. Who's saying they ain't a contender? They're gonna be the third seed.
Man, Stephen A. Smith said they're gonna be in the
Stephen A.
Western
Smith is
Conference
one of the
Finals.
few people that I agree with on that, because most people say, man, Charles Barkley and everybody else say, man, Lakers, man, they might not make the playoffs. They might get an 8 seed.
They definitely can make it.
I don't, but LeBron's whole career, all I heard was LeBron go any team now, make him a contender. He goes to LA when you got a young Brandon Ingram, Kyle Kuzma, Josh Hart, and them boys.
I didn't hear nobody not say they ain't gonna make the playoffs.
I've heard a few people say they're not gonna.
You must heard some niggas.
They may get the 8 seed,
barbershop.
7 seed, or not make the playoffs because
Some
somebody.
niggas at the barbershop. Okay. And everybody out here, the Vegas projected them to be the number 3 seed.
I project them to be the number 3 seed. The lowest they'll be is 5 personally, I think, and the highest they'll be is 3. That's what I personally.
I don't see 6 teams better than them, man.
Once them young boys get it together, and then Brandon Ingram, he a problem.
Oh yeah, Brandon Ingram. The more he plays, the more his confidence get there. The Slam Reaper,
Bro, I mean, to jump to another team, though, I really feel like Boston is going to be the new dynasty in the NBA, bro. You see how deep they are?
You think they can beat Golden State?
I think they can beat Golden State.
They can beat Golden State.
I think they can actually beat Golden State.
Golden State.
Bro, not only they so gritty on defense, bro, but they so deep. I mean, I can name you. So, Tatum, Kyrie, Brown,
Hayward.
Bro, these are dogs, bro.
Now the crazy part,
bro.
The Boston Celtics, they played the Warriors in the finals this year. They could beat the Warriors.
I
think it would come down to who has home court advantage. I think that's actually the biggest kicker because it's gonna be hard to beat.
That Golden State Warrior team, only Jesus and 5 of them other, 4 of them other disciples could beat the boys. That team, I'm talking about.
I think
when you implicate DeMarcus Cousins, I feel like DeMarcus Cousins.
That's a game changer.
That's a game changer, but would it mess up the jail?
Al Horford ain't gonna bet it.
But would it mess up the jail though?
This is what.
But then again, they play positionless basketball.
But think about this. When Golden State was playing Houston, they had when they shots weren't going. They dumped it down to KD, and KD was instant buckets. So if they shots are not going, they can dump it down to DeMarcus, instant buckets. They have another person that they can dump it down to.
Chemistry.
I promise you, there's
all that stuff
chemistry
matters.
Is going to hurt.
All that stuff matters, but I'm telling you, Al Horford against DeMarcus Cousins, that's going to be a real good matchup.
That's the only matchup they
I think DeMarcus Cousins get that wrong. When DeMarcus Cousins get that wrong.
What you gonna do about KD?
But when DeMarcus
does
Cousins
Boston have an answer for him?
I will say this: I don't think anybody in Boston can guard Kyrie. I don't think not. I mean, Golden State can guard Kyrie. So I mean, I think
Steph
Kyrie
Curry can't guard shit.
Bro, you seen Clay try to guard him. Yeah. Jaylen Brown is nice.
Yeah, he's nice.
Bro, so it'll be a good match.
Hey, man,
it'll be an interesting match. That's what I want to see.
I think Cleveland.
Man,
Not Cleveland. I think Boston. Golden State will beat Boston 4-2.
I think it'll be 7 games. Bro.
I think Golden State will beat Boston. I think Golden State will beat Boston 4-2.
I think it'll be 7, bro.
I think DeMarcus Cousins, he's just the X factor. But I thought the same thing. They deep. They got a great coach, a smart coach that can adjust on the fly. Brad Stevens.
Bro, that's what I'm saying. They just so deep, bro.
And they deep. You see what they did in the playoffs last year without Kyrie and Gordon Hayward.
That was a blessing in disguise, low key.
Yeah, so them boys they were able to get experience and they weren't scared.
That's not,
but
bro.
At the same time,
I mean, I feel what you're saying.
They did play,
but bro, you can technically everybody.
LeBron beat them niggas by himself.
Like the top 10 players on that team, bro, are all legit basketball.
You talking about somebody that has potential. You talking about somebody that has potential to be an all-star. Jason Tatum.
Bro, ain't no
Jason Tatum got potential to be a superstar. Jason Tatum got potential to be a superstar.
I think Jaylen Brown can be an all-star.
Listen, I'm not gonna lie to you. Eventually, the Celtics are gonna have a cap space.
Eventually they're gonna have to cap one of them.
And you know what I hope? You know what I hope?
You better.
And I know it, but I hope the Hawks will get Jaylen Brown. I hope because Jaylen Brown's from Atlanta. He's from Atlanta. And then Atlanta gonna have hella cap space. You got Trae Young. You keep building with John Collins and the boys. Got a hey.
Well, I don't know if you know what I'm saying. They want you see what happened with Dwight Howard came.
That's a different story. They
retired that man.
Dwight Howard came down there just to get the check.
They should have the next year.
Like shit, I'm home. Nigga.
So, are you keeping up with Duke basketball? Are you familiar with RJ Barrett?
Yes.
So right now, Duke basketball is the Golden State Warriors. Hey, them boys are the Golden State Warriors of college basketball.
This nigga Zion Williamson, I don't think he's 6'8". I think he's 6'8".
So you live in Georgia right now.
275 pounds. And when they play Georgia Tech, guess who's going to be at the game? You fucking man.
And guess you're going to be right there with you. You know the rules.
Every time I go to a home game,
every time.
that nigga right there. I was literally like, my seats were amazing, but it was just, I don't mean to brag, but like, I was like, literally like, if I had on a Bama hoodie, if they was playing a Pelicans, if DeMarcus Cousins would have looked over and seen me, he could have said, roll tide to me from that far.
Yeah.
And because I was so close, I looked up and I see D Mike because niggas look like he got all work.
Possible. It's definitely possible. Probably be.
Somebody sitting on the phone? Oh no, that's D Mike.
Hey, and you wonder how I got on the court? Hey, what kind of phone you got, my brother?
He be taking pictures with the niggas getting the hookups on the phone.
You know how to work it? Let me show you how to work it. Let me get down there.
I got that picture of Kobe. Oh, he needed a no 8. What?
Hey,
he had him on deck.
Since you live in Georgia,
that nigga knew he knew.
What's crazy is I got him on my feet.
Oh, he's sponsored by Samsung. Oh shit! Look what I got. He was holding it while Kobe playing. Kobe missed the jump shot. Looking at oh no 8.
Let me.
I learned a valuable lesson about Kobe. When like when he shoot, he said how meticulous he is in detail.
Yeah.
He said he changed his shot up. He used to shoot like this with the pinky flare, and now he shoot like this
with the index.
And if you pay attention to Clay, all the great shooters,
Jason Tatum,
they lead with their pinky.
Yeah.
I mean they lead with their index finger.
It's guy to the back of the room. Now let me ask you a question. Since you live in Georgia, and I know you go to the Hawks game.
That's actually good.
And the Hawks just drafted Trae Young. Would you rather see them pair? Which it's possible to get two, but they're gonna have to pull off a heist. Would you rather see RJ Barrett come to Atlanta or Zion Williamson or Cam Reddish?
Zion Williamson just to bring some excitement.
Just bring some excitement. Because I feel
they finna build a club in the fucking.
Oh, it's there. It's there. It's State Farm Arena now. Shout out, it's a $192 million renovation. I think it's crazy. I'll be at the home opener, but Zion Williamson would set the city on fire. What you think?
Oh yeah, because they need that. They need some type of
excitement. If Trae Young can have a great
Trae Young can
year,
hit them Trae balls,
and you got Zion,
you just throw that thing up, Zion Williamson, catch that whole windmill, that bitch like.
Boy, it's gonna be a whole new club.
I'm telling you, you ever be at a black school and then somebody dunk and they be like, ooh, like
Yeah,
that.
that's what it's like in the arena. Yeah, when Kobe and LeBron and them come and they dunk, you hear that type of high school,
Nigga.
that high school crowd.
That's how Atlanta be.
I hope Atlanta, they got a bunch of cap space, man. More than likely, the Hawks are going to have a top 3 pick. And they got Dallas pick, too, outside the top 5.
I really enjoy your optimism on Atlanta, but like...
You got, what I realized on this situation...
They years away.
They are years away, but I am happy.
I want this since I'm living in the city now. I hope they get it.
I am happy that they decided to rebuild, though.
Shout out to the Braves.
Shout out to the
They
Braves.
made the playoffs. They lost to my other home team, the Dodgers. I was a Dodgers fan when I was in LA. So they, in matter of fact, they going to the World Series. They just beat the Brewers.
They did.
Shout out to the Dodgers.
They did.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my amigos, my essays out there. You know what I'm saying? Holding it down.
I gotta come to LA one day, man.
Shout out to my motherfucking left side bangers over there. They know who I'm talking about. Long Beach stand up, but
Scoop.
yeah, man. You know, I think if all of the Atlanta sports can start making it in the postseason,
Yeah,
it'll bring the city alive. Cause
it would, and I think the
all them motherfuckers
I'm
that
saying
was
Atlanta ain't getting home.
coming to them Braves game. I just want to see the goddamn Braves play in the goddamn postseason. You know, I was like, shit, let's get it.
About time.
Yeah, it's been a while. You know what I'm saying? They just need some pitching. They bullpen was ass juice.
Yeah, Acuna. Shout out to Acuna, man.
Acuna, man.
That's
motherfucker,
That's a bad
boy.
man. That's a bad man.
Yeah,
I like it. I like it.
Freddie Freeman. Shout out to Freddie Freeman. He'll a heavy hitter.
Well, yeah, man, you gonna come say the last word? You gonna say goodbye to the people, man, my brother?
Absolutely, man.
Man, I appreciate y'all tuning in, checking in. Another sports talk video. It's starting to get realer and realer. Armand Talbert.
Oh, I was supposed to say something? Hey, man, appreciate y'all. I enjoy being on the show. This is what, this is the 4th episode?
Something like that.
Hey, man, we're going to go on forward. We appreciate Desmond for joining the show.
We're going to have a lot more of these too.
You know what I'm saying?
A lot more. So please hit the subscribe button.
Tauren Prince will not be an all-star.
We're gonna clip that cut, and it's gonna be like a gift. It's gonna be a gift of course.
Well, you make sure you keep that.
I'm gonna keep it. I can't wait. I
don't want nobody to tell me nothing about Bama. Nothing. Roll fucking time.
They scared us.
We out here.
It is trash.
Run up on any team in college football. Run up on Bama. I don't give a fuck where it at. It could be in my backyard. We beat your ass by 40, bitch.
I might have to edit that part. I don't know. I appreciate it, guys. See, hit the subscribe button. Comment your thoughts below. D-Mike, we out.
Discussion. Get a pack and go upgrade your budget. Close your mouth or else we gonna shut it. I'm trying to cop me some water. VVS's ain't talking to Sunny. If I smell the rats, we gon' hunt it. Treat the block like a toilet, they dump it. They shoot like they ain't got a conscience. Nothing but the gang in my table. We